Hey you guys, good evening. It is Saturday night, so we're ready to get crafty. Of course, you know this is a thrown together project, so I just kind of went through my stash today. I had some things in my mind that I wanted to create, but I didn't know exactly how and what and when I was going to put things together. So I just pulled out a few things that I have come up with. And put them together, and I hope you guys like the project for tonight. So we are doing a Valentine's theme. Let me get my computer set here. It's a little bit far back. We're doing a Valentine's theme, and we are doing an upcycle, a redo. So has anybody been in Hobby Lobby lately? Hey, Mom. Hey, I think it's Jane or Steve. Thank you guys for joining. I'm trying to find my post. As you guys hop on, if you'll send me a message and let me know that you're here. Thanks, Mom, for letting me know. I'm going to go ahead and get started. So I want to tell you guys where I found my products from. You're not going to believe how inexpensive this is going to be tonight. Okay, so I was in Hobby Lobby on Monday, and all of their, I guess this was maybe fall. I don't know what decor this was. It's a leaf on a black box surface. It does hang up. It's got a hanger in the back. I'll take that off. So it's got a hanger in the back. Had the original price was $10, and then on Monday I think it was marked down to $2.49. They were 75% off. But I went back yesterday and everything was 90% off in the clearance aisle. So I got this little box for 99 cents. Okay, so it had 2 different stickers on it. I don't care for this at all, but that's okay. We're going to use this frame. I'm not actually even going to paint it. You guys, I'm going to trick it all out tonight. I'm just going to pretend like I painted over this box. I like the black border, the black frame. I just don't like that leaf in the middle. I like the white background. It's actually wood distressed. Kind of looks like wood. Try to get this clearance sticker off. This project should not take very long at all. I'm really excited to do it. So this was my dollar find, 99 cents in tax. Okay, at Hobby Lobby, 90% off, which I love. Also from the Dollar Tree, I have several of these little canvases. This is probably a 4x6. It's a 4x6 canvas from the Dollar Tree, so it costs $1. I've got several of these. I haven't used them because I didn't know what to do with this size, but I know what to do with this one tonight. So I'm going to open it up. And it's actually on a frame, but I'm not going to take it off the frame. I'm going to use it. When I laid this on top of this, it covers that leaf completely. And I thought, okay, that's perfect. I don't have to paint anything. But I don't want white on white. So I'm going to be using some decoupage paper or some scrapbook paper. Hey, Diane. I've got these 3 sheets. They're all coordinating. This is a pale, I know that polka dot kind of looks gray, but it's really a pale blue, like the buffalo check. So it's polka dots, buffalo check, and then this blue and pink floral. All of the blues are the same tone, the same color family. So I'm going to be using all 3 of those. I have it's not a finial, it's an old drawer pull that I've had for years. I found it in my stash. And because it's already black, and this box frame is already black, I'm going to be attaching it to the top. I am using some wood beads. These are pink and black beads that, they were regular wood beads that I stayed with paint a while back, and I've already had them just waiting for a project. So I'm going to be using those, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So I took off my price tag. I'm just going to get a baby one. Oh, also, I'm using a pack of hearts. I need 2 hearts for this project. These came from Dollar Tree. Make sure I'm telling you right. No, not Dollar Tree. These would have come from Hobby Lobby. In the Valentine craft section, they were $2.99, and I never buy anything unless it's 40% off, at least in Hobby Lobby. So it would have been 40% off that $2.99, and it's a dozen hearts. So there's 6 this size and 6 smaller ones, and I'm going to use 1 of each of those. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I took that price tag off, and it left some of the sticky behind. I'm going to get rid of that. I love it when you can pick up a sign and not even have to paint it. I'm just going to kind of wipe it off, make sure all the residue's off of it. Put it aside because I'm not doing anything with this right now, okay? I'm just going to set that there. I decided that I'm going to decoupage my my canvas in the blue and pink floral. This is going to be a Valentine project, but it's not going to say Happy Valentine's or Be Mine or red and pink, or it's going to be this blue and pink, and it's just going to be very subtle. Nothing super scream in your face Valentine's Day. What I'm going to do is, I don't want to have to sand off the edges on this paper, which is normally how I decoupage. I normally put my glue on and then sand my paper off the edges, and I don't want to have to do that tonight, not with this, because it's a canvas and I don't really want to damage the edges of it. So I'm going to line it up and take a pencil, draw around the edges. I see eyeballs out there watching, you guys. If you don't mind telling me that you're here, I would appreciate it. And also sprinkle the video along if you possibly can. And when you do, let me know that you did a sprinkle. I really appreciate that. Okay, so I've just drawn my little rectangle on the back of my scrapbook paper, and I'm going to cut it out. This is so easy, you guys. Decoupaging is totally fun. So easy to transform something with very, very little effort. And this will just be a cute little heart sign. Okay, lay that one aside. I don't need it. So there's my paper, and it's going to fit right on top of my canvas just like that. I like this because it's got the wood grain look to it, and then the flowers are distressed on top. I think that'll be super cute. So I'm just going to be using some Mod Podge. I'm going to just take a paintbrush, coat the Mod Podge on the canvas. Hi, I'm assuming that's Jane watching me. Hi, Jane. And my squirt cap doesn't work anymore on my Mod Podge because it's all clogged up. So I'm going to have to pour it out a little bit. And it's not wanting to move. And usually when it comes out in a great big glob. We'll have to squeeze on it. It's not wanting to move at all. You get a smaller paintbrush. I can just stick it down in. There we go. I don't need a whole lot of the glue. I just need enough to coat the surface. The canvas is porous, so it will absorb a little bit of it. So I do have to put it on enough to make sure that it's coated and it stays wet. I figured it was Jane. Believe it or not, Jane, I do have some men that watch, which is totally fine, but I usually assume it's the female name that's watching when it's a double name like that. Okay, I'm just going to coat the canvas really well. I'm trying not to leave it gloppy in any areas because it will cause my paper to wrinkle or to have bubbles in it, air bubbles, and I really don't want that. They usually work themselves out anyway, but it's just easier if they're never there. Make sure my edges are good. Okay, and then all I'm going to do is lay that paper right on top. Try to keep it where you guys can see. And like I said, normally I go back and I sand the edges of my paper to make it good and even, but I'm not going to do that on this because it is a canvas. And you only have a second to get it on straight before it sticks so tight you can't move it. If I got enough the glue on. Hey, Hope. Thank you for sprinkling. And I do see that one edge is a little bit long. I'm going to try to trim it. I don't know if it's enough to even trim. It's not. Actually, it's not too long. Because these edges, this is a soft surface, I don't always put a top coat on, but I'm going to put a top coat on this one and let it dry. Just to make sure that it stays down really good. Most of this actual surface is going to be covered up because my hearts are going on top of it. It's going to be so cute. so cute. I like it when you can decorate for the season, but you don't have to scream what season it is. Just be very subtle. And that's exactly what this will do. Because it's pink, and it's got hearts, and it's Valentine's time of year. If you look at it, you're automatically going to think it's Valentine's, but it doesn't say love or like these two signs behind me. Okay, now when I put this glue on the top, it just seals it, but it did make an air bubble because both sides of the paper are now wet. But I really want to make sure that glue or that the paper didn't lift up off of the edges. The air bubbles will go away with some heat and some time. So for right now, I'm just going to lay that aside. I'm going to lay that aside and let it dry a little bit, and then I'll probably go back and hit it with the heat gun. Okay, so while that's drying, remember my frame is over here. I don't need it right now. Hey, Joan, we are making a quick Valentine using this not so glamorous leaf sign. I'm not covering this up at all with paint. I'm just going to cover it with a canvas tonight. Okay, so my two hearts, one's a little bit bigger than the other. I think this one I am going to cover in the blue buffalo check paper. So I'm just going to turn the paper upside down, do the same thing with my pencil, draw my heart out, but this time I know I can sand the edges of this because it's wood and give it a little distressed look, so that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just cut it out first. There's my heart. This just makes the sanding a little bit easier, and it has less waste if you can go ahead and cut it out first. So did everybody have a fantastic Saturday? I'm telling you, I did. Mark and I were busy all day. We worked on business stuff. We worked on family stuff. But beautiful, beautiful weather today. So if you had to be in and out running errands in Middle Tennessee, it was a gorgeous day to do it. And I really enjoyed, even though I was busy all day, I loved every minute of it. So that's a good thing. I had my 2-year-old grandson spent the night last night. And I tell you, you guys, I was up all night long. So, Shannon, I thought you guys might have had a wonderful night or a wonderful day. I saw your visiting cars in the driveway earlier. I was scoping out your house. Oh yeah, you had Sawyer's 3rd birthday party, Joan. Yeah, Sawyer and my 2-year-old are almost exactly the same birthday. They're really close together. But 2-year-old Ryder spent the night last night, and he had to sleep with Nani. And it went okay the first couple of hours. And let me just say that we ended up from 1:15 till 6 a.m. awake in bed watching cartoons and eating Rice Krispie treats and drinking cups of milk. So Nani did not get much sleep last night. But he was so sweet. He wanted to cuddle with me. That's cuddling. So I enjoyed every minute of it. But it was a great night, great weekend. Thank you, Joan. Okay, I'm just doing the same thing again, putting my Mod Podge on my heart, trying to get my edges. If you turn it towards the light, you can see what you've missed and what you've got covered. Kind of put it on thin. And now we're going to have us a buffalo check heart. I mean, how easy is that to cover something and make it totally cute? Now, these hearts also have a little wood stain. Can you see the stain on the... I'm moving away from the camera. I see myself backwards, so it's hard to... But they're kind of stained on the edges, so you really don't need to paint. at all. So this is going to be a paint-free project. Got a little spot there not glued down. Okay, lay that one aside. So I've got my canvas. I've got my first heart. So I'm going to be layering. My second heart is going on that blue polka dot. All of these papers match each other. They came in a bundle book together in a collection, which was really great. Yay, Jessica! You actually got your box yesterday. That is great. Thank you for letting me know. I actually lost the tracking information, so I was a little bit nervous. So Jessica is talking about her Happy Home Creators Club box that she just got in the mail. And for any of you guys who do not know, January is my first month to have a Creators Club. Thursday night, this is Saturday. Thursday night was my first in-home class, and that happened here in my house, where I had several ladies that joined me, and we created a project. I wouldn't necessarily call it a craft. I think when I'm working with Mod Podge and stuff like this, multimedia stuff, I think that's more crafty. This was actually a home decor project that we completed Thursday night, and then that was for the local people, or local people who wanted to join me in home. And then for people who just want to participate online, I have a Facebook option that is this coming Thursday night. And that's what Jessica just received her box for. So I will go live in a private group on Thursday night for the Creators Club, and I'll create my project at the same time that you guys, or that the members are creating their projects at home. And I could tell you, if you do want to be in the Creators Club, it is open for the month of February. It is a subscription membership. Memberships need to be paid by February the 5th, or by the 5th day of each month. If you'd like to join, you can join any month. You can also opt out any month. But you actually go to happyhomedesignstn.com and fill out the subscription form. The cost for in-home for local people in Middle Tennessee is $35, and if I ship it to your home or deliver it to your home, it's $40 if we do the online version. But I think we had a great time. Anybody out there? Hey, Barbara. Hey, Patsy. Thanks for sprinkling. Anybody out there who wants to join in, or anybody who is here on Thursday night and has already done your Creators Club for this month, you can chime in and let people know what you think about it if you had a good time. Don't give away what the project was yet, because the people doing the Facebook version don't do their project until this coming Thursday, and I kind of want it to be a surprise what the total outcome is going to look like for them. Okay, so my hearts, I do need to sand the edges, and I've got a sanding block, I've got a piece of sandpaper, but I'm going to take an emery board and just go around the edges, and that will tear away any extra paper, and it kind of distresses it just a little bit, but it also makes sure that your paper is exactly the right size. Great, Shannon, so you got your piece hung up? After Thursday night's Facebook Live class, Shannon, you'll have to post a picture of your project hanging. And Shannon's talking about her Creators Club project that she's already done. Okay. So you can see probably, I don't know if you guys can see this dust or not, but it just trimmed off the extra pieces of paper around the edges. And I'm going to do the same thing to this one. Just makes it look more finished. Emery board comes in handy because it's the right size for small areas to get a hold of, instead of a sanding block or a sandpaper. Oh, okay. That sounds good. I hadn't even thought about an entry table, Shannon. But that would make a good idea, be a good idea. Okay. All right, so I've got my hearts ready. Aren't they cute? 2 different papers, but they match each other. And I'm gonna go back. This is my canvas that I've already decoupaged, and I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of heat. It's got a bubble right in the middle that I wanna try to work out. So I'm just gonna dry on it for a minute. It's actually it's already dry. It just needs to dry on the underside. It's gonna be so cute. It's so easy, such an easy project. Yeah, that bubble's already shrinking away. I need to make sure my hot glue gun is on. And it is. Y'all know I'm guilty sometimes of sitting here and getting ready to do my hot glue gun and find out that it's not even turned on. So, hey Robin, I see that you're joining us. Thank you for watching. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So simple. Remember, we've got the black box. I like the edges. I think that looks fine. I like the background. You see, it can kind of looks like it's distressed wood. I like that. I just don't like that leaf in the middle. So what we're gonna do, I may use a ruler for this. Let me grab it. I'm gonna take my canvas that I decoupaged, and you guys, it fits perfectly over that leaf. And I can't really hold it up because it's not glued yet, and you have the black lines where it's got that wood look, and I think it's all gonna blend together, I promise. I'm also using black and pink beads. But I'm gonna try to make sure I get this in the middle. I'm gonna hot glue it on. I need to make sure it's in the middle and covering the entire leaf. I think I can do it. I think I can eyeball it. Okay, I'm just gonna run a bit of hot glue around. Spread that out a little bit. Okay, only have a second to get it on there. Gotta make sure the leaf's covered. Once I set it down, I can wiggle it a little bit. Yeah. That's pretty much perfect. Get it stuck down pretty good. So now I don't have a leaf, but I have this board in the middle. Now it is down a little bit lower. There's more room here at the top than there is at the bottom. Make sure it's not crooked. But the reason for that is the leaf was down a little bit, so I had to cover both ends. So now all I'm gonna do is hot glue my hearts on. I already kind of have it in my mind where they're gonna go. Okay. I like the floral paper, but I didn't want to use a whole bunch of it. It's very springtimey. I see some paper I missed. Okay, and then my second heart, well, I missed some more. The second heart is going to overlap this one. Hold that on for a second. Gets hot all the way through. So you guys, as you join me, hey Faye, thank you for watching. As you join me, let me know that you're here so I can see who all is there. Okay, so here's what I have so far. Is it cute? But we're really going to dress it up now. Remember, I have this finial. Well, it's not a finial, it's a drawer pull. It's already painted black. I cannot even tell you. It used to be gold, I think. But I cannot even tell you where I got it. I pulled it out of a craft stash that I've had forever. and I'm actually going to glue it right here on top, but then I'm going to decorate the top too. And then we're going to put some beads on. I'm going to use some greenery and some pink florals. So I'm just going to do dab of hot glue. Mash it down really tight. This is just going to dress it up just a little bit. Now remember, it's got the hook on the back, so you could hang it on the wall if you wanted to. Okay, so I have my pull on the top. And in order to tie in that black, remember I've got the black right here in the wood grain, and I've got the black here, but I felt like it was a lot of black for the pastel colors, so I'm going to tie in some pastel around that black. The first thing I'm going to do is do a string of beads. Okay, you guys, I've had these beads. Let me set this aside. I've had these beads for a while. I have already stained them. I've got black and a pale, pale pink that will complement both of these. And I've already got a pattern laid out in my mind. I'm going to string these up. But the way that I actually colored them, I did not paint them with a paintbrush. I actually made a solution of water and acrylic paint. And so I just did like 3 parts or 4 parts of paint for the black paint, added some water to it, maybe 1 part of water, let them slosh around in there. Hey, Haley. And then took them out and let them dry. And it kind of stains them. So the longer you leave them sitting, the darker they'll be. So I've got some black and I've got pale pink. I'm going to get them in order here. How I had it in my mind they needed to go. A couple of them are little diamond shapes. I don't know what you call that, but it's cute. And basically what I do when I'm doing beads is I try to make a pattern where, you know, everything is even. So I'm starting with a big black one, smaller pink, then the diamond shape, smaller pink, black, pink, diamond shape, bigger, and so on. So that's what I do. I like for everything to be very symmetrical. And that's just my own choice. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it hang with a tassel at the bottom. Now I will tell you, I am not the world's best tassel maker. So I've got a thin piece of jute. This is fairly small. Normally, this is the jute that I use, and it's a whole lot thicker. You can see the difference in size. I'm going to use the thin jute for this. And I'm just going to take it and wrap it around my 4 fingers about a dozen times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I'll stop at the bottom. Okay, so now what I have, when I take it off my hand, is just a loop. Okay? I'm going to take enough string and cut it to do my beads, to string up my beads. And I'm going to run this through the middle, kind of where my forefinger was, and tie. I'm just going to tie the beginning of a knot. I don't want the knot to be huge, so I'm just going to loop it through one time and tie it twice. Okay, now normally you guys know that would pull out in a heartbeat. So that's the 2 pieces that I tied. I've got the little string right here. I am going to cut off most, or about half of that little string. And then I'm going to run a bead of hot glue right here on the long string and hot glue them together, and then my first bead will actually sit over that double piece of jute. So run a bead of hot glue, get the other little small ear down on top of it, and just mash it together. I know my beads are in the way. Showing you guys, trying to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so not only have I made the little beginning of a knot, but then I've ran a piece of hot glue between those 2 strings. So when my first bead goes on, it will straddle both strings, and for sure it will not pull loose. So now I've got my loop. I'm just going to take it and mash it really tight together at the top, and my knot is in the middle. You guys see that? I need another piece of jute. Just lost my scissors. And I'm gonna wrap this around a few times just to make the top. I'm gonna start it with a little bit of hot glue. Tiny little dot. Lay my jute in it and then just start wrapping tightly. So here's my string where my beads are gonna go. And this is my string that I'm wrapping tightly. It's gonna go around 4 or 5, 6 times. Probably right there. And what I do, I'm on the back, what I consider the back side. I'm gonna do a dab of hot glue again. You guys, there's all different ways to make your tassels or to string your beads. This is just what I find is the easiest. So I got that hot glue on there. I'm just gonna hold it until I know it's good and dry, like now. And then I'm gonna clip off the end. Okay, so now I've got this loop and I need to trim all of these. So cut the loop and make them all look like tassels. I'm gonna run my scissors up through the middle and clip. And then just get them all together and give it a haircut. So they're all nice and even. And now I have a little tassel. Okay. A couple of these are still a little bit long. You know how it is with cutting hair, you always miss some pieces. Okay, now I'm ready to string my beads. So what I do is I take the end and I do a little dab of hot glue. I let it cool just for a second till it's cool enough that I can grab a hold of it. And I just grab the glue and twist. And what that does is make it have a nice sharp point. You see that? So that I can get my beads on. So I'm going to start with my pattern. I've got my big black bead. And when it goes down, remember this is the one that's going to straddle both of those pieces of jute at the bottom where I glued them together. I just make sure both pieces go up inside. And now it's totally secure. And my knot is not too big. You guys, I'm not sure if I'm seeing all the comments or not. Hey, Melanie. I see that different people are joining me, but it's not popping up on my computer. It's popping up on the iPad and I can't read most of it. So as you join, if you'll let me know that you're here, I would appreciate it. Don't forget to sprinkle the video along. Invite people that are like-minded, that you know might enjoy watching, to join the group and watch. Because I'm doing black, pink, black, pink. I know it kind of looks white, but it's not. And this is my middle. No. Now, the smallest pink one is my middle bead, and then I'm going to start building the sizes back up. So I went from large to small, and now I'm going to go back up. This black one is the exact same size as the pink that I just did. They're a little hard to get through that hole. And then my pink that's larger. And then my diamond shape. I think those are super cute. They just add some extra dimension. Then my pink again. And then my large black. You see that? So we have strung our strand of beads. Now I'm just going to tie a little knot at the top so that top one won't slip off. It's not going to anyway because I'm going to attach it. I'm going to attach it to my sign. Now I'm not positive where it's going to go. I want it to kind of hang down the side. And right there, I may actually have to glue it to the side because that's what I want, just to add a little bit of black on the front. I think. Let me look. You know what? I may change my mind. So what do you guys think? Hey, Christy. Thank you. So what do you think? I don't know. Off the side, like this, and I just kind of glue it where it won't collapse. I can put a little dab of hot glue so it hangs down the side. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I also have some greenery that I'm gonna break apart and put across the top along with some little bitty pink flowers. So I think, and I really don't wanna tie this around that knob. I think I'm just gonna glue it because the greenery is gonna hide a lot of it. And then I'm gonna, okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do. Sometimes you just have to decide that you like it, do it the way you wanna do it. And if you end up not liking it later, you can change your mind. Okay, I just put a dab of hot glue. I'm kind of pulling it back where my top bead is on top. It looks like it's going towards the finial or the knob, but it is going towards it, but it's not wrapped around it. Cut off my extra. And then I'm gonna carry it over here and put a little bit of hot glue where it will hang down beside, because I don't want the tassel to touch the bottom. So I'm just gonna do a couple of little dots and let a couple of beads rest on those dots of hot glue, and then we'll hold it in place like that. Now you're not gonna see this top part where that is not connected to that knob. You're not gonna see that in a minute because I'm about to add some greenery. These are leftover pieces of greenery. I don't know why I can see some comments and not others. Okay, I'm just gonna trim this a little bit shorter. I think I've got 2 of these. I do. I have 2 of these. So I'm gonna put one on each side. So that's gonna look more like the tassel is coming out of the top. And then I'm also going to fill in with some smaller pieces. And then I'm gonna put some pink on there as well. Okay, I'm just gonna put some hot glue on, stick it where I want it to go. And then my computer just powered down completely. I know there's not a lot. Sorry, you guys, my computer powered down and that took my light ring out. So if it got dark on you all of a sudden, I am so sorry. I will hold this up close so you can see in a minute. Okay, here's my other piece. I didn't realize how much my light ring was helping me. I don't know if it was helping you guys to be able to see, but it was helping me. But the sad thing is, the worst thing is that now I for sure can't see any comments. I mean, I can kind of see some names when they pop up. I'm trying to read. Joan, I think I can kind of tell some of the names that I know. I can kind of tell when I see that name far away. Okay, I've got a couple of little small pieces of this greenery. I'm gonna fill in. I think it'll be cute. And then I'm also going to fill in with add some little pink flowers. So I'm trying to get pink from the top all the way down because you have all this pink. We have black all the way around the edges, so I added the black here to try to bring it all together. And Mark must not even be watching upstairs because he didn't come to the rescue when I said, I lost my power on the computer. I see, I think Aaliyah watching. Thank you for joining us. Okay, here are some pink flowers. You guys, I've had these for a few years. They're really more like dried flowers, but they're just fake flowers. And I think I'm gonna cut some of them apart and just sporadically place them, I think. They're kind of like a flower every couple of inches, and then there's a brown piece in between. I'm not even really sure what they were supposed to be, but I used to have them in a vase with some other stuff. And now I'm crafting with them. Don't really know how many I'm gonna need, but they're just tiny, little bitty, pale pink flowers. I might need to turn this back around towards me so I can see where I want to put them. Just gonna put a little bit of glue on the end and stick them in. Hot glue is amazing stuff. It will actually kind of look like they're part of that greenery, I think. But it will definitely add more color up top. The trick is to make sure that the end of it is actually stuck down inside. This is when you use all your scrap greenery and your scrap flowers that you've had for a long time. Projects like this where you just need a little tiny something. That one's kind of back in the back. It's coming together. I think I need something in the front on this side. Because I've got the, yeah I do. Because I've got the beads hanging down here. They fill up that hole here, but now I have a hole over here. So I'm just gonna take this piece of greenery and cut it off. Make it smaller, still too big. Better. I'll turn it around and show you in just a second. Now I might need some more pink. Let me add a few more of these and then we will be finished. I like these little pink paper flowers. You guys remember, if you're saying anything, hey Teresa, somebody said that's cute, but I can't see the name. I really appreciate that. But this was my 99-cent Hobby Lobby find. 99 cents from Hobby Lobby. The canvas was $1 from the Dollar Tree. The flowers came out of some decor that I already had forever ago. And the beads I already had. Of course, if you purchase the beads, you might have a few cents in them. You would have a few cents in the tassel. The paper, you're literally looking at maybe a nickel a sheet. When you buy it in a big catalog, okay, about a nickel a sheet. It may be a little bit cheaper than that, actually. So, and the finial or the knob, I had that from years ago. Don't even know where I got it or why I had it. And why, because it was black. Really don't know why I had it, but I did. Okay, so just, anyway, just a couple of dollars. And I have a little Valentine project. You guys tell me what you think. Hi, I think that's Kathy. Thank you for watching. I lost this computer, so I lost all my comments and stuff because it died. Okay, well, anyway, you guys, I think that was a fairly quick project. It did not require any paint, which is awesome. But thank you for joining me. Thank you for sprinkling. Don't forget that if you would like to be in the Happy Home Creators Club, whether it be the local club or the online Facebook club, that you have to get your subscriptions in by the 5th of the month. So by the 5th of February to be in February's club. And you can choose to do local. If you're in Middle Tennessee and want to drive to my home, I welcome you. There's only a couple of spots available. I can only do about 10 people at a time. And if you would like to do the long distance, you're welcome to join in. But again, thank you, Christy. Thank you, Diane. Again, you have to get your subscriptions in. That is happyhomedesigns.tn.com, and click on the subscription button and become part of our club. And then you'll be in the private group and you'll get your subscription box once a month, and you will actually make a home decor project with me. So anyway, thank you guys for joining me. Sprinkle along, even if you're sprinkling the replay, I appreciate it. Thanks. Have a great Saturday night.